when you say high value, it seems like it's centered around the money, but it's more to a high value person than just money. And I'm gonna leave it like that.
I do want to say though, I do want to add, like we
Don't
all
have
agreed
values,
on earlier,
characteristics.
money is a tool. And even though you have money, and even though you may value yourself, that money can also be used to increase your value because and oftentimes, you can use that money to put yourself in a space or in a room with people of higher value than you. No matter how you personally view yourself, your actual value in society can be increased by the money that you have because it can afford you to be in spaces with people of higher value. So that's another aspect of it too. You could be a terrible person, but if you can afford to be around good-hearted people that have good things going on and that can teach you how to be better, you can increase your value that way as well. So it's more than just what you naturally have and what you naturally possess. It's also what you choose to do with the money that you have that can also increase your value further.
Yeah, so I don't think the money itself, dictates a person's value. So the money itself does not dictate a person's value.
Right.
It dictates their earning potential. Like they could be a high earning person, not necessarily a high value person. And those two things are different. Like some people who, let's just say, piss poor character person gets into a whole lot of money, right? And it exacerbate like whatever they character was initially, piss poor character. And they have more money, they have more tools to just inflate this piss poor character because they don't want to change, right? So they have all these resources to just to guard themselves around who they are with no real wanting to really go within and do the work. So I'll say this. Because some people hide behind their money. You get what I'm saying? Like
that's a big thing in society. That's become the norm, honestly.
Right. It's sometimes it's an insecurity. Like a lot of people don't really peel the onions back and the layers back. Some people that doesn't have integrity, morals, values, all they have is money. Sometimes they hide behind the money and think that the money's supposed to do everything for them. That's why oftentimes when they get into relationships, they have no foundation, no integrity, no good character. And that person says that I met a person whose heart was black as tar. Yeah, he or she had money, but they were just so dark, so that doesn't increase. This money itself does not increase anyone's value. And we got to get to the basics of things and really appreciate a person for their character, their integrity, and who they are as a person with or without the money.
That goes back to
Yogi,
the same
Yogi,
token.
was I up here before you, Yogi? Yogi, was I here before you or were you next?
You were here before me.
Okay, thank you.
Wait, before you go, let me just say what Ray just said. That goes back to whom much is given, much is required. That's why a lot of us agree that showing off your money and talking about how much money you have, it's not necessary because it can all be taken away in an instant. So to whom much is given, much is required. People can acquire a lot of money, and typically, the people that get the most money the fastest are the people that will lose it faster than they got it. So having a bunch of money means absolutely nothing if you don't know how to use it in order to increase yourself and your value for the betterment of yourself and society around you. Because having all of that money, we see famous people every day going back and forth, in and out, looking crazy, and they got a lot of money. So money don't mean nothing for real.
So money creates the illusion of thinking that you are of value, of high
Absolutely.
value.
Absolutely. Imagine how you feel, right? If you go to Rainbow, that's my store. I love me some Rainbow. And you get a nice outfit. You a good-hearted person. You just got paid. Your check is decent. Your bills are paid. Your kids are fed. You got gas in your car. You're doing good. You go out. You go to the club. Somebody got on a whole Balenciaga outfit. most people in society will gravitate towards the person with the Balenciaga because they look like they got their shit together and they know what they doing, they know how they rocking. That is a facade. All of that is fake. Your clothing is nothing. When that song India I remade, I am not my skin, I am not my clothes, that's very big because it's all about the person in those clothes. It's about the person outside of all of the aspects of materialism. You can be materialistic and cherish that stuff, but you don't have to be materialistic and be nasty with your stuff. Like I'm not materialistic when it comes down to I have to have a name brand or I have to have something that's flashy. Everything that glitters is not gold. I would rather have a heart of gold than a heart full of glitter because I like to look good and have all the finest things. It's all about your inside. Anubis is going to put your heart on a scale next to a feather. That's going to determine it. You have to be very lighthearted. You have to be slow to anger. You have to be receptive. You have to be a student always. If you're not willing to be a student in life, you're not going to get that far because you think you know everything. Can't nobody teach you nothing. So you're going to have all of this money. Can't nobody teach you how to manage it. Can't nobody teach you how to use it for your betterment. People need to go buy therapy with all the money they got. They still ain't doing it. So it's a lot of things that you can do with that money to make yourself better. You just have to be willing to do that. And that starts within.
Okay. I don't know who was next at a yoga and drop or whoever was next. I'm learning. I told y'all I'm here to learn today because I'm a broke bitch. I ain't got no value. I'm just
I
playing,
wanted to say
y'all.
that value is a perspective. Value is a perspective. So whatever people choose to value in a person is a reflection of what they value in themselves, actually. And I think we should tread lightly when we say that people shouldn't value money. We need money. Everybody keeps saying that money is a tool. So without money, you can't get no work done. You can't get nothing done. We should be looking at people, especially when we're dating with people with money, because many times your money will identify your self-motivation, your determination, and your self-esteem. Without self-motivation and determination, you will not draw money. You will not be getting up to go to work, motivating yourself to work extra hours or doing whatever you need to do to be successful in this world. So I just don't feel comfortable with us saying being broke is okay. That's not an okay thing to me. You know, I'm not trying to center myself, but I work hard. Yesterday I was at work 5 hours with homemade football platters and cakes and all kind of stuff because I'm motivated to do it. So I can remember my grandmother said, even though her children were poor, they put patches on their clothes and they iron their pants with a crease. So people are attracted to us by how we look naturally, and people are more given to you by how you look. We should not be walking around looking like bums. We should be walking around looking like we love ourselves and we want somebody else to love us too. So even though I don't subscribe to name brand stuff all the time, I like a few name brand things. That's not something that I think people should always have, but I think people should always look their best, knowing that other people are looking at you. You can get jobs not only by what comes out your mouth, but the presentation that you present to the person hiring you. That's why going around with your hair all over your head and just waking up and just leaving the house, I don't subscribe to that. I think I'm okay with people wearing their bonnets, doing whatever you want to do, but I think you should be looking your best and smelling your best, because you're not only representing yourself, you're representing your family and you're representing what you want out of this life. As humans, we're going to judge people. The first thing before you open up your mouth for me to know your morals, I'm going to judge you by how you look. That's just how it is. And it's not about looking pretty or looking ugly. It's about just being presentable to people, knowing that as humans, we're going to judge you first. Even in the Bible, the Bible speaks about how good people looked. So we should have a desire, if we love ourselves, to look our best. But high value is a perspective. But I think we should always look at what people have or what people are striving to get, where they're going, and then their morals should be in place with that. But there are broke, bad people too. There are broke snakes, and a broke snake is worse than anything else because they're usually broke and broken.
I totally agree with everything. You pretty much said everything I said, but I totally agree with you, Drop. But I just want to reiterate that, like, when you say high value, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like a lot of people just make it about the money. Even though money is important in life, but I feel like to be considered a high value person, I feel like that you have to have all those type of qualities I mentioned earlier. Because all I hear is bad things about people who got money. I'm not hearing no positive shit, because it is positive people out here with money. I'm one of them. So sometimes I be shaking my head when I be listening to y'all. I be like, I'm not this bad guy just because I got money. My attitude ain't changed. The way I live probably did, but my attitude and my personality and who I am and how I bust, man, and I still bust my ass today. That hasn't changed.
I mean, to top off what Drop is saying and what Bro Code's saying too, before money is value is what we've all been trying to say, I would think, according to the topic. Before money, and then any other asset that you acquire. It could be acquired through wealth from someone else giving it to you, or you earning it. Before money comes the value. And then what is involved in value, which Drop was trying to reiterate on, is work. You have to work something, or you have to do something in order to acquire something. And one of the somethings is money. And it is a direct correlation between the value of the person, no matter where they are in this entire world. And they will acquire that tool, which it would be to acquire something else easier than what they put forth the effort in acquiring the tool itself. So it's just basically you have to be careful as to understanding what you're dealing with when you run up to an individual and you're thinking that they have all of this, but you don't know how they acquired it. That is their value. You don't know their value yet, but you learn it by being around them or working with them or what have you.
And I actually agree with everything that Drop said, but money is a tool, no matter how you like it.
How you like it.
Somebody is echoing. I don't think it's me.
Oh, it's me.
Okay. But yeah, money is a tool. Like, I understand what you're saying, Drop, about you should want to look your best and you should want to present yourself in a good manner, which is a fact. You have to want to do that. But that goes on self-value, how you value yourself. And having money, it's a tool because it can provide to you access to more money. It can give you access to more knowledge. But all money ain't good money. A lot of people got a lot of money, but how they got it? That's the problem.
But people are going to value you first on how you value yourself, because you're going to represent yourself before people how you value yourself, if that makes sense. It
does.
You know, so people are only going to judge me. That's why you always have to love yourself first, and then you draw love and money and all of this other stuff to you, because you have self-worth. You have to have self-worth, and then all of these other things will draw to you. So yeah, your value matters to you first, or it should.
It absolutely should. Imagine looking at somebody that look like they got it all together, got all these nice clothes on, drive a nice car, and they ain't got no money. The car is a rental. We put value on them because of what they look like versus actually speaking to that person and seeing what their true value is.
If we be honest, most people with money don't flash. They don't flash.
Yogi, can you hold on? Yogi, can you mute yourself? Because it's echoing real bad.
Let's go, BlaqqDiamond1. That's me again. Okay, bye.
I'm sorry. I'm fighting with my swimming pool pump. I'm sorry. Hold on.
No, I couldn't hear nothing Drop said. It was bad.
I'm a Drop. I'm in a bad area.
Papa said y'all need to bring it from up the top of y'all dome.
All right, Is it my turn to talk yet?
Go ahead, Sky. I'm sorry.
First, let me start by saying this. My thought process is opinion based because I don't want anybody to get offended or get bent out of shape. Everyone has value, shape. All right,
let's go, baby.
But high value is it's a puzzle too. High value. It's all about the way you speak, the way you move, your personality. If you are not high value, you cannot try to be high value. You can't try to be.
Let's go,
If you are in a room of high value people, you will feel inferior. So many people wear the costume trying to be that, but you can't lie to yourself. So in saying high value, when you look at the characteristics, if you're in this room, you don't know, it's going to ooze out of their skin. You're going to look at them different. You're going to see what is it about this person's characteristics that stands out so much. And they don't even have to speak about money. Money is the last thing that they're thinking about. But you're thinking about the way they stand, the way they move. It's not about the clothes. They could be in jeans and a t-shirt, and you know that this person is someone. So high value, people try to put it on the body part, saying that this is better than someone else's.
Scott, hold it. Take a pause for a minute. Let me fuss at my sister. It is fucked up out here. You concentrate on that goddamn road. Okay, go ahead, Scott.
All I'm saying is this: that high value, that is something to reach for, but the money is not going to put you in that position, because a lot of self-esteem issues come behind that money, where the money is going to make somebody feel better. It's going to make them feel confident. It's going to make them feel like they can do whatever they want. Now, that money can get you freedom. It can get you luxuries. It can put you in a state of mind.
Let's go, Nisi.
Just like someone drinking, it makes them feel better, but then the reality still sets in that you are not happy. You are not that person that you're trying to portray you are. And as soon as that person,
let's go, Black and Candy,
thinks that they're high value and get around, let's say, a boyfriend, a girlfriend, they're going to get exposed because they don't walk that walk. They're wearing this costume, but it doesn't fit them. That's all I want to say about high value. Either you are or you're not. You can't try to be this or think you are.
I just want to say I'm going to drop because I'm about to log into my job. But it has been a pleasure up here with you all, Diamond. Keep doing your thing, baby. I'll be seeing you. All of you all are beautiful people with beautiful souls. I feel it. And y'all have an amazing and blessed and prosperous day, all right?
Thank you, Princess.
You too.
You too, Princess.
Hey, Sky, well, what is high value if everybody...
Hold on, what the hell, my sister? Where you at, sis? I'm finna run your ass off the road. Where you at?
The exit.
Are you... Oh, you okay. Hey, you know how it's bad out here, you know it.
I know.
What is high value then, in your perspective, Sky, if you don't think everyone can be high value, or you think that is something, particular about high value? Tell me, what do you think high value is?
Okay, and that's why I was starting off. It's subjective, but my view of it, it's the way you speak. It's your morals, your ethics, your values, the foundation that you live on. It's not a way you look. High value is not the way you look. I see a lot of women who think they are, and as soon as you start talking to them, they're exposed. They're trying to wear that costume. They're trying to put on that facade, but they're fugazi. It's not real. And those are the ones that, I try to be this, but nobody takes me serious, because they see clear through you. It may take a couple outings, it may take a couple dates, but that high value person, they are that drop queen. They don't have to pretend. They know what they're made of. And it's not about clothing. They could wear a paper bag and you know that it's something special about this person. They stand out.
Hey, Scott, can I say this? Hold on.
Wait a minute, hold on. I've been holding for quite a while.
Oh, okay, go ahead. I just didn't want to lose this thought. But hey, I just wanted to tell Scott, because I wanted to address him real quick, Yogi. I promise I'll stop. Scott, I think Drop is talking about how others look at you, and you're talking about how you should look at yourself. Okay, Yogi, go ahead.
That person that I'm looking at, I will be able to tell. I'm around that circle a lot, Lorenzo. In my life, I float around that daily. So I know the ones, and I know the ones who try to pretend also. I see it everywhere I go, whether I'm at a function, whether I'm doing public speaking, whether I'm putting on a seminar, whether I'm at the gym. I see those who you can see it in their eyes, that self-esteem, their confidence. It's not there, but they may go outside and jump in a Tesla. They may jump in a Mercedes, but that is where they feel whole, when they can show what they have. But when you don't have that in front of you and it's not in your face, who are you then? Who are you without all these gadgets and money and all of this? Can you stand on your own 2 feet and still have that presence? That's what I'm talking about.
Okay. Go ahead, Yogi.
What I was going to say that I agree with Sky. I am high. I put myself in high regards because of my spirit, of how I take care of my family, of my values, my integrity. I'm a lady and I speak as a lady. My husband holds me in high regards. You know, that's what I want to say. And I agree with you, Sky. It's not about money. And I do live a comfortable life. But I don't have to talk about that because it's just, and it's somebody on TikTok, I don't know if it's Pawpaw or I can't think of which one, but they always greet me as good morning, beautiful spirit. And that's how people, I have so many people that kind of gather around me. And in my old age now, I'm like an introvert. I go out dancing every Tuesday. And people want to just come up and dance with me because they think I have a beautiful spirit. And I'm like, back off, leave me alone. But, I kind of accept it. And I talked to my pastor about it. And he said, people gravitate towards you because of your beautiful spirit. I have long, friendships. I have friendships, 2 or 3 of them for like 40 years. We have our little spats and we get back together. I have secrets to take to my grave. I would never bash them, just because I get angry at them and they hold me to that. So yes, it has nothing to do with my money. It has something to do with me and my heart and how I treat people and how I see myself. That's it. That's all I wanted to say.
Let me ask you something. You, Drop, Yogi, Sky, everybody in the panel. Is there a difference between high value and value?
No.
I personally think high value is just a TikTok talking point. I don't even subscribe to that. High value, I don't know. It's all subjective to me. But to what Sky was saying, if I can touch on that right quick. So Sky is saying having confidence is your value. I don't know if he means that makes you high value, but you can have confidence out of this world and not have any money. So I don't think, so again, like Lorenzo was saying, I'm talking about the same thing that Sky's talking about, actually your own self-esteem that's going to give you an aura to other people. And they're going to perceive you a certain way. I can walk in a room with nothing but YT men and command the room. I can get on Diamond Panel and cuss everybody out. That's because I'm confident enough to do both. So it's still about what you have within yourself.
I'm a child of God, and he says, I am highly valued.
I don't understand where the realism drops and all this idealism comes in. Value is determined by the buyer, not the seller. A diamond does not say I'm valuable. We determine that we value diamonds. So people can say, you know, I'm this and I'm that, but you don't determine your own value. Society determines your value. So, you know, it is what it is. You try to make yourself into the best you that you can be. And then, you know, whomever is pursuing you or you're pursuing, they determine if you're valuable or not. The thing is, you make you into what you perceive to be the best you. And when people say money does not matter, money always matters, because realistically, a person can have no character and be a low down dirty dog. But if they have enough money, people will still gravitate toward them and still try to be up under them and kiss their tail. So to say that money just doesn't matter, I mean, the ideal behind it is very good and it sounds wonderful. But the reality that I live in, I don't see that. I don't see how a person can have, you know, 10 plus children and then still be followed by women trying to make more children, trying to be with them, knowing that this person is a terrible human being, but they still want to be with them. So I just don't get it. And I'm not talking about any specific person. I'm talking about life in general, how I see it. And I think that again, we're going off idealism instead of realism in a lot of these conversations.
But you could have used 7 kids and we wouldn't have seen that person. You said 10 kids, so I seen a particular person. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Touch on something you said earlier when you're talking about the man being a high value, and you said things as far as the way they carry themselves, their personality, their looks. If you take 20 people, all walks of life, put them in a room and have them wearing the same exact clothing, those high value will stand out. You're going to get a feel of who on the hierarchy is not better, but who's on the top end and who's on the lower end. Everyone has value. I'm not trying to put anyone down, but a high value person, period, man or woman, you're going to see how they speak when they're in these settings, how they move, how they stand. You're going to see what basis they hold their conversation, the morals, when you start going into these conversations, what their ideas are, what their ideology, what their ethics, their values, what they base their life on. And you're going to be able to pick this out. That's why I'm saying there's a difference between value and high value, and no one is talking about money. But I bet you'll be able to tell who's successful and who has money just based on how they speak to you.
So what low value look like?
But money is the reward, Scott. Because I understand what you're saying, Doc, and I understand what you're saying, Skywalker, and you too, so. But money is the reward for it all.